In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? I feel that my poster overall follows the established conventions set by slasher films in the industry. I have adapted a conventional narrative by employing the sexually frustrated male to spy on and ultimately kill the dumb blondes, leaving a battle between the antagonist and the final girl. I feel that this narrative has been reflected in my poster image, as the clear binary opposite between the two contrasting images is overt. However, within my image, I feel I have challenged the image conventions seen in the Halloween 2 poster, as I have used both colour and black and white images to further enhance the contrast. Also, I decided to make the iconic knife black and white to create a more subdued and subtle slasher element to my film, commonly not seen by an audience, making my film stand out from the rest of the market. Also, within both images I have used direct address from the characters to my audience. This in turn attracts my audience and makes them feel like they too are being watched, thereby drawing them into the film and encouraging them to give a preferred reading. I have further used the convention set by the industry of taking my images from the disruption stage of Todorow's narrative, showing through the blood on the knife and the costume and makeup of the girls, as cut and dishevelled clothing are apparent. This would also make an audience want to know the exposition of what they see on the poster. I had decided to make a horror film with a subgenre of a combination of slasher and stalker. I decided to add a stalker element to my film to develop the conventions already out there. I used Maniac as my inspiration for this, as the unconventional stalker film shows elements of slasher which is not commonly seen. I decided this would make my product more interesting for an audience, as the cross-media package would show the elements of both slasher and stalker, leaving them unsure of what they are expecting, and allowing them to lose their sense of security. This is further reflected in my poster image, as I have employed my antagonist looking down at the girls, asserting power and authority. It creates a spying effect. Within my images, I've employed Rick Altman's theories of semantic and syntactic representation to show my genre. By using semantic iconography such as blood, the knife and the ripped clothes, it helps visually show the genre of slasher to an audience quickly. The syntactic elements are also clear, as the explicit divide between the two images show the traditional themes of good versus evil and males versus females. These plot lines and themes show a direct correlation across my media package, and by showing them in my poster, it helps convey the narrative to an audience. This is also presented through my title, I Spy, a play on words. In my poster, I was careful to fully comply with the institutional conventions previously set by the film industry. I felt that it was important for a poster to follow some conventions, as if it is too unique, it may not appeal to a mass audience. I used a conventional billing block in the sans serif font Steel Tongs to portray a professional and high-quality poster. By using the conventions here, it allows an audience to clearly see the billing block, and by having it in a conventional position at the bottom of the page, it follows the layout usually seen within slasher posters. I felt it was best not to challenge this, as the billing block is an institutional feature to my poster, and so challenging or developing this could result in my poster being seen as amateur. I've used the institutions of Dimension Films and Twisted Pictures, as I felt these institutions had previously produced such successful slasher films such as the Scream franchise, and it would be well recognised by an audience. In my poster, I felt it was important to use the original conventions of representation seen in my text analysis. Posters such as Halloween 2 and Smiley see the antagonist as a white male who is portrayed as sexually frustrated and targets women. I decided to perpetuate this stereotype, as it is well recognised by an audience. The women used in my poster too follow the conventions set by the industry, such as the dumb blonde and brunette final girl. However, I have challenged the conventional and semantic iconic mask traditionally employed by the killer to make my poster unique. By doing this, I felt that it would immediately present an air of realism to the audience, as the poster is the first thing they would usually see. The fact that they could relate this to their life would encourage them to further invest their time into my cross-media package. I feel that across my poster I have applied and developed the cinematographic conventions set by existing slasher posters. I have perpetuated the convention of using a medium close-up shot of my protagonist, as I felt that it was important for an audience to see the costume and makeup of my characters, as these carried great connotations of my genre. However, I decided to use an extreme close-up of my antagonist's face to stand out on my poster. This is previously seen on the Smiley poster, and I thought it carried great effect. By inserting this onto my poster, I hope that it too would add a stalker element to my poster and just see his face. Also, by doing this, I felt it enhanced the direct address employed by my antagonist. On my poster, I have used a traditional serif font for my title and tagline. I felt that this would develop the convention of using a distorted sans serif font and would employ a sophisticated element to my film. Also, by using a serif font, the narrow, subtle text pragmatically links to the idea of my antagonist seeking and hiding around when spying. This font is not usually seen in slasher films, and so by doing this I found it hinted that the film isn't like any other slasher film seen in the industry. By employing a tagline in my poster of "Who is in his little eye," I felt that this helped convey the narrative to an audience before they see the website or trailer. The play on word pun is taken from a familiar nursery rhyme of the eponymous I Spy, creating a chilling and alarming connotation for my audience as it is a well-known game played by children.